So some of you may know, and maybe you don't know, but this is the opportunity to know that part of what I do out in the world is I am a professional storyteller, which means I go to places where they hire me to tell stories. So that would be schools and libraries and parties and things like that. So this is a very joyous experience for me to be able to tell stories for you. So thank you so much for this opportunity. One night, when the thin white clouds passed over the bright full moon, 3 young boys make their way in silence up the slopes of a great mountain. Many have climbed this mountain, and many, like the boys, climbed in search of a dream. And so as these boys made their climb, they hoped to dream dreams of great power, to dream of the mountain lion or the grizzly bear or the wolf. Any of these would bless the dreamer. Any of these would teach. And so as these boys made the climb, they hoped for such a dream. Now the first boy stopped at the foothills of the mountain. There the river sang to him. And it was here he stopped and built his fire. And as he gazed into the flame, sleep came over him. And as the boy dreamt, he dreamt of a big black bear sitting by the river. When the boy awoke, he knew the bear had come to him to be his teacher, to be his guide, and that he would learn many things from bear. Now the second boy kept climbing until he got halfway up the mountain. There the stars danced for him, and it was here he chose to stay. He too built his fire, and soon, as he gazed into the flame, sleep came over him. And when this boy dreamt, he dreamt of a white-headed eagle soaring high in the sky. When this boy awoke, he knew Eagle had come to be his teacher, to be his guide, and that he would learn many lessons in his lifetime from Eagle. Now the third boy kept climbing. He climbed until he reached the top of the mountain, for he heard it said that whoever reaches the highest place has the most powerful dreams. And it was here he chose to stay. And even though he was tired and hungry from his climb, he did not rest. He gathered the firewood to make his fire. And soon, he too was taken by sleep. But when this boy dreamt, all he saw was a shiny brown acorn laying in a grove of trees. When the boy awoke, he knew that the dream he had come for had not come. For what power is there in an acorn? It could not teach him to hunt. It could not teach him to fish. It was not swift. It was not strong. And he was very upset and confused. And so, when he came off the mountain, he went to the wise man of the village. And there before the wise man, he poured out his heart. To the top of the mountain I climbed. There I had hoped to dream of great power, to dream of the mountain lion or the grizzly bear. But none came, not even a squirrel, not even a blackbird. I dreamt a thing without fur without claws, without teeth, without paws. I dreamt a thing so small you could hold it in the palm of your hand. Tell me, wise one. Tell me, what does this dream mean? And the wise man, he understood. And he sang this song to the boy. To each a different gift is given, to each a different dream does come. To one comes the bear, to one comes the eagle, to one comes the fox or the elk. The owl and the field mouse, each has its power. The hawk and the weasel, each is a teacher. To each a different gift is given. Each has a gift it can share. And the boy said, is this true for an acorn? Be happy with your own gift. Be at peace with your own dream. For in the smallest acorn there is a mighty thing. The seasons will show you the wonders that it holds. Go now to your gift and grow as it grows. And so the wise man reached into his small brown pouch and he pulled out a small, shiny brown acorn. And he placed it into the boy's hand. Go now to your gift and grow as it grows. And this the boy did. He took that acorn and he planted it in the rich soil of the earth. And he watched it and he watered it and he cared for it. And he saw how that acorn struggled to break through until finally it was growing strong. He took care of it season after season, watering, watching, and even on some nights, he would even sing to his tree, his little tree, as it was growing. And this boy who dreamed of an acorn was happy with his gift until he heard the people of the village talk about the boy who dreamed of the bear. Look at him, they said. Look how strong he is, like a bear. And look how much he could catch all those fish with one hand. Look how much he can carry. And the people of the village were happy that the boy who dreamed of the bear lived among them. But not so the boy who dreamed of an acorn. He was not strong. He couldn't carry much. And so a dark cloud grew over him. And even though he continued to care for his tree, he was no longer happy. And an even darker day came when the boy who dreamed of an acorn heard the people of the village talk about the boy who dreamed of the eagle. Look at him, they said, with such skill. He can see so clearly. He's always the first to spot the deer and always the first to catch it. And the people of the village were happy that the boy who dreamed of the eagle lived among them, but not the boy who dreamed of the acorn. He was never the first to spot a deer and never the first to catch it. And so he cried out, why? Why couldn't I have dreamed of the bear? Why couldn't I have dreamed of the eagle? And then, once again, he went to the wise men and poured out his soul. And the wise men listened, and he understood. And once again he sang. Be happy with your own gift. Be at peace with your own dream, for in the smallest acorn there is a mighty thing. The seasons will show you the wonders that it holds. Go now to your gift and grow as it grows. And the wise man lifted the boy up onto his feet, and he spread the boy's arms wide like the branches of the tree. Go now to your gift and grow as it grows. And this the boy did. After many seasons, it had grown to quite a tree. And he stood there with his arms outstretched wide, feeling a little foolish. And yet, as he stretched his arms wide, he watched what had become of his tree. He saw how it was home to many creatures. He saw how people would come to the tree for its shade, for its pleasure. On some days, he even saw the bear come and eat of the acorn. On some nights, he saw the eagle sleep in its branches. And he watched with wonder. He watched and learned and grew. And so it became, at some point, that the people would come to him whenever they had problems. They said, "Look at him. How kind he is with our children. How gentle he is with our elders." And true, the boy who dreamed of an acorn grew to be a man whose heart opened wide like the branches of the tree, giving freely to all who came to him. And so it became that now he was the wise man, and he was happy with his own gift and at peace with his own dream. Oh. When stories were told in the native way, it was told to teach. And so it wasn't their way to be didactic or to beat over the head a lesson. So what did they do? They just told the stories. They told the stories. And embedded in the stories are the lessons. And so I open the circle up now. I open it up, I open it up, I open it up, I open, because I want to hear from you. What did you hear? What was your takeaway? What was a lesson? What is a lesson of this story of the boy who dreamed of an acorn? We all have our own gifts. Why couldn't I have dreamed of the bear? Because you have your own gift. You shine that. That is yours and uniquely yours to shine. Yes. What else? I heard patience. Wow. Now. Well, it takes time, season after season. It takes time to develop. Oftentimes it takes our willingness to be open, to learn, to integrate. It is being patient that helps to master those skills. What else?
Believe in faith.
And trusting and faith. Yes, because he could have just left the tree and gone on. But he also listened to the elder. Yeah, was you going to say something like that?
Yeah, just saw it.
Yeah. You know, sometimes we need help. Right? Wasn't that first song that we sang, right? Just bridge over troubled waters, you need a friend. We need help, and then having the faith and the trust. It's going to unfold. I may not understand right away, but I trust. Yes?
When I look at other people's gifts and I compare mine to theirs, and I decide that mine isn't as good as theirs, then I become blind to the value that I bring. But if I can appreciate what others give, I can also possibly appreciate what I give and see that it's all an integral part of the whole.
Beautiful. Integral part of the whole. That each person has a piece of the whole, and each one is needed. And to come into that place that I matter, I am valuable, and I'm part of the whole. Yeah.
And your gift grows you, and the magnitude of your gift today is greater than it was yesterday.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking how because we are each so individual and have our own perspective and our own gifts, we're part of how God gets to be everywhere, because we share our vision back into the all. And so that's part of how God is everywhere, is through each of us.
Beautiful.
I don't always feel completely sane, so I try to remind myself that the mighty oak is just a nut that held its ground for a really, really long time.
I say that too, Ashe. That's beautiful. Yes. A mighty oak held his nut in the ground for a really, really long time. And what about that acorn? What did that represent?
Just being.
Yeah.
Just being, and just the happiness of just existing and being part of whatever this is
Right.
amazing.
It is.
And don't be, to not be tricked by this tiny little package. That, like, this tiny little thing, it has everything that it needs to become this mighty, powerful presence that is supportive to the whole community.
That's you. Do you get that? That's you.
It contains life.
It contains life.
And it's already perfect in the form it's in.
Already perfect. Not needing anything else. That intelligence is embedded. It's there, accessible, always. Wow.
Potential.
Yes.
And an element of magic.
And you know, the good thing about it is that not the acorn exists, but it needs the ground, it needs the water, it needs all of us for it
This is so beautiful. That's the metaphor for our lives. We need each other. We need each other.
And it has to break open and cease to be what it once was, to become even bigger than it ever imagined.
Isn't that what we do on our spiritual path? We continuously look at what is keeping us tight, the limited belief systems or those boundaries we place, that we then see it for what it is so that we can go, we have another choice and bust through it to become bigger expression of divine, another expression, bigger, larger. As we evolve, we have to bust that out. We have to break the shell, become something more. Wow. Y'all, did you have something you also want to share?
Well, I was just going to say, although we talk how small an acorn is,
Yes.
it's actually very large compared to a mustard seed.
Yes.
And you know what they say about the mustard seed. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Yeah, all of that in the story, what you just shared, that was brilliance. Brilliance. I had a few notes, you passed that notes, you passed all of everything because of this collective mind, this collective creation of love and being, experience, wisdom, right here in this room. And so the meditation that I'll be leading next is a little different, and I would love it if you just be willing to bust through what might be going, huh? And what I brought for our meditation are animal medicine cards. And so what that means is I'm inviting you into the space where we're going to go on our own vision quest, right here, Unity Saxy. And you may have a question you would like answered, or you may just say, what can I get in this moment now that would be helpful, beneficial for my life right now? And so this is how we're going to do this. So this is the animal medicine cards, which means there are many cards with a particular animal. And I'm going to invite you to come to line up, and then with your question in your mind or just your openness of your heart, as you come and line up, you are on your vision quest. You are climbing the mountain till you get to the animal. And the animal, I say, I will affirm, will be the perfect one. Sometimes people go, but I got the skunk. Does anyone mess with a skunk? Powerful medicine. So the idea is for you to receive the card, the animal, go back to your seat, and then I'll guide you into the meditation of connecting with that animal to find out what message it might have. You may not know anything about that animal, and that's okay. Because we're tapping into divine wisdom, that part of us that knows that it 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 knows. And so that's where we're going. This is our practice. And then you can hold on to the card, take a picture of the card, and a little bit later on, you can research it yourself, because there's a lot of information out there if you want to go and really figure out what others have said. But I'm saying in this moment, you're going to find out for yourself what that might be as we connect to that part within us. Thank you for playing with me in this way. All right, so I've spread the cards out, and just form a line so that you can go into your own personal vision quest, perhaps with a question or not, just openness.